What started as a toxic relationship turned into a nightmare of violence, threats, and shocking courtroom revelations. But when the defendant finally speaks out, he claims everything is a lie. So who's telling the truth, and what will the judge decide next?
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Shh. Mr. Johnson, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with assault of a family member. You're also charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. On both of those cases, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. I see that your bonds are pretty high. They're both at $50,000 now. I don't know why, but let's find out.
On November 17th, 2024, Texas, the complainant witness made a report that the defendant had assaulted her that day. The complainant witness stated that she and the defendant had been dating for 3 months and broke up. That day, the defendant went through the complainant witness's phone and found some messages between the defendant's cousin and the complainant witness, causing the defendant to become angry. The defendant then accused the complainant witness of sleeping with the defendant's cousin. He cornered the complainant witness before pushing her against the wall and throwing her to the floor. The defendant then punched the complainant witness in the head 5 times and kicked her in the stomach, causing pain. So that's the assault in November, and then the terroristic threat in January, on January 7th, 2025 in Harris County, Texas. Officers were dispatched to a disturbance call. Officers arrived and made contact with the complainant witness, who stated that the defendant is her ex-boyfriend, and he came over to her home and stated, quote, "You are playing with my life. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to show you," end quote. Complainant witness stated that the defendant then stated, "Your baby daddy will be dead and you. I'm going to smoke you both." The complainant witness stated that she feared that the defendant would carry through with this threat. Officers called the defendant. Who acknowledged that he had several warrants relating to the complainant witness.
Is the ag assault same complainant witness?
Yes.
That's a new case? Or
3 separate dates, same complainant witness.
Thank you.
And on
The ag assault, what happened there?
the ag assault, all right, the complainant witness is the ex-girlfriend of the defendant. She arrived home on July 22nd, 2024. And found the door to her apartment had been kicked in and the defendant was there waiting for her. The defendant began arguing with the complainant witness about the way she was dressed. The complainant witness told him to leave, and the defendant then stabbed the complainant in the leg with a pocket knife, leaving an approximately 1-inch hole in her leg.
He stabbed her?
No.
Allegedly.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
The complainant witness recovered the knife used to stab her, and then pursued the defendant in the vehicle. She also acknowledged attempting to run the defendant over.
all right, Mr. Johnson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the cases. I'm issuing a order. Let me see if an order of protection has already been issued. I'm issuing what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies the complaining witness in this case as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within. I'm going to do 1,000 feet of where she lives, where she works. Do you understand?
Sir.
If you violate this, it's very possible they file a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You violate conditions on a VPO, we can have a hearing to hold you at 0 bond, and I'm going to do it in a heartbeat to protect every person in my community. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you file no contact and no weapons?
Yes.
I don't know if you're going to get out, but if you do get out, I'm ordering you to remain under house arrest, and I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know where exactly you are at all times. Do you understand? You're not to use alcohol, any kind of illegal substances. Okay. Did you want to add anything?
Yes, Judge. My client was. I'm good for my client, Judge. If you want. We lower the bond, we be opposed to lowering the bond. My client works, he's opposed to his 13-year-old daughter. And those are factual issues. We have with that bond. Okay, I'm gonna let him have the floor. Yes, sir.
No, because you know what? I just don't want you to say something. The only thing I know is that you have an open felony evading. You're on probation for felon in possession of a weapon. You pick up an assault family member in November, an aggravated assault with an alleged stabbing, and now a terroristic threat. So you were literally out all this, and now you pick up.
It's from the same girl. She lying. I got screenshots and everything showing she lying. Why the same girl have me come into your house if I'm stabbing?
And
Don't
look,
make sense.
evidence.
I mean, I'm a fugitive in your house then. So why you ain't call the police if I'm a fugitive laying in your house? This case been over. I've been in your house and they picked me up from your house the other day. This is the same girl. She be lying. I got screenshots. She threatening, trying to blackmail me and everything. I'm not gonna stab no girl. I'm 31 years old. Never had these cases.
Evidence will point to whose side is correct.
I got
don't know.
That's why I just want her to know that you owe me like I'm really doing it. Like I'm not gonna do this to no girl.
It's over, and it's over, and it's over.
That's what I'm
You
trying
got
to show you.
5 open cases, man.
So I'm talking about the thing. I'm just showing you. This dude may come and say if I stab you, and I've been having
I don't
open
care.
and
That's
then call the police to come pick me up while I'm in your house.
Mr. Johnson.
All right,
I'm not
yes, sir.
dealing with that here.
Okay, I understand.
The only thing I'm telling you is that you want me to reduce the bond.
I apologize. I'm just saying it's just eating me up for you to really believe I'm a stabber. I'm 31 years old, never had these cases tied there with this girl.
Those are factual issues.
I'm telling you what.
Just understand that if you do get out,
Yeah, I don't want to.
you got these bond conditions.
Some she come to my mama's house, she go to jail.
I advise my client that's something that he would have to handle outside of this court.
Cause
and
she
I'll
don't come to
advise
my
him
mama's
to do
house.
that.
She is crazy.
The only thing I would say is that when you're out in your house, when you're out where you are, and she comes to you, don't even answer the door. Don't even go to the door and call the cops. That's all you got to do.
And I got screen. I'm gonna get everything
Those
printed
are
up for y'all.
factual issues that
But
we cannot-
just, you know,
Yes, ma'am.
Just for bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson, in life, there are certain people who are a cancer to you. And if you don't cut them out of your life,
For sure, that's what I'm
What
doing
I
right
mean-
now. That's why I'm gonna get this out the way. I'm gonna get the screenshots, everything shown, everything, and get this out the way.
we're good.
Yes, sir.
I need him to sign the condition. I don't know if I'm gonna reduce the bond, you know, let's do this. He's being held at no bond right now on all the felonies as it is. If that changes, come back and we can talk. Okay, but right now he's being held at no bond on all these felony cases as it is. So if and when that does change, come back.
20. They're gonna $250,000 bond and a 20 on the feds.
I see on the ag assault, on the evading, it's at no bond. Right? On Mr. Johnson?
So I'm just gonna get my mom to get the phone, get the neighbors, ring cameras, and for the neighbors.
So
Listen, those are factual issues that we cannot fight.
Oh, yeah, it's over with. That's when we're ready to now go, so I can get all my stuff done for the big court.
So I guess let's do this. Let's set it off a week to see what happens in felony court, and then you guys can come back and we go from there. All right?
So I'm gonna
I need him to sign conditions though, so he needs to sign
And
with
that's
us.
for y'all court too, man, but this ain't true. All right, let's do it.
All right.
As the courtroom tension reaches its peak, one thing becomes clear. This case is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. If you want to see what happens next, make sure you subscribe now, because the next part might change everything.